All right. Good morning, everybody. We actually made it to morning today. and this is Good Day Blab. This is your girl, Dominique Rebel, also known as Hotep Sophia. And this is the show where I just go through my Gab stream. And since we are the news, this is the news for the day. So you can see what happened overnight that you may have missed and get some different perspectives on what is going on or what people think is going on. So I'm sure everyone has heard the news, but let's get to it. I'm going to try and make this short and sweet. Wait, that's not what I just reposted. Hold on, y'all. I'm already upset. I don't see it. I'm going to have to go to my stream. This stuff is old. Hold on. Yo, why does this happen to me every day? Every single day. But anyway, that's what nullify Fed laws is. Correct. Republicans had an allegedly good night last night um, with the election of uh, Republicans all across Virginia. Okay, let's not. Let's see if I can find some of the posts that I had retweeted, which are now gone. Oh, maybe I just liked them. Hold on. Profile. Here we go. Likes. I know I like them. I want to talk about this first because it's very. Here we go. I just liked it. Look at this. Winsome Sears defeats pro abortion Dem to become the first black woman as lieutenant governor. Now, this seems important, right? Like, look, oh, this is the picture I wanted to start with. Look at this. I did repost it. Man, look at this woman. She was a Marine. Uh, she ran a women's shelter. Um, she has 3 kids. Now, this is the type of uh, Republican that blacks can identify with. And I think that the GOP, I know that, I mean, I don't know what happened in this election. Um, so I have to do a little bit of research. But her predecessor was also black. So she's not the first black lieutenant governor. She's the first black woman. She's not the first black one. The lieutenant governor previously was literally a rapist. I don't know if you guys remember this. I could pull up the memes, but literally this man was a rapist. Lord Fairfax, Justin Fairfax. So, and in Virginia, another post that I liked, here we go. Um, In Virginia, the candidates for governor and lieutenant governor don't run together on a combined ticket. They voted Sears separately into office and Youngkin separately. Now, I think that's important to note because, you know, it's the same thing. I made a comment about it. Hopefully, we'll get to it, but I made a comment about this in North Carolina. It's the same thing. Like, the guy, Dan Forrest, probably did win, but we still got the black Republican lieutenant governor in there, and he has been calling out the LGBT movement since day one. Like, he's literally spent like a lot of time calling them out. And he got into big trouble for it. But these are the types of candidates, if the GOP really cared about winning, that they would run. Wholesome, regular black Americans. Now, my thing with um, Miss Sears is that she is an immigrant. However, I would also like to point out that most immigrants that immigrated legally, legal immigrants, especially black legal immigrants, people with black skin from black places, are literally Republicans. They are not Democrats. I married a immigrant from another country. Okay? Like, This man was watching Fox News. I couldn't figure out what was wrong with him. And this is no lie. I was in college when I met him. So I just didn't even understand what was going on. Like watching Fox News, like what you're talking about Bush? Like I don't get it. But I wasn't really into politics because, like I said, where I'm from, PG County, Maryland, richest black county in America, it is literally the most racist and the most corrupt place on earth. So I just didn't really pay attention to politics because it didn't. I knew that my vote really didn't matter. They was gonna put in who they want every single time, and that's literally what happens. Like right now, not to get off on this tangent, but I'm gonna get off on it now. Like the woman who won county executive, she was attorney general. The person she replaced was an attorney general, but he lied. Like his wife had really bad dementia, and I had seen her before he got elected, but this was before I was really paying attention to local politics, and because I was like paying attention to national politics, and I saw his wife. His wife had dementia real bad. So what he was doing was running around with this crew. Now, I mean, this is like gossip stuff, but it's true. They got pictures. He was running around with this crew that included her, the woman who is county executive now, and this guy, this gay guy who owned this restaurant chain. It just in PG County, it's called Carolina Kitchen. So he was running around with that crew, right? So next thing you know, when it's time to elect the next county executive, there was a man running who was a pastor who I also dislike. Now, like all of these Democrats in my county, they're terrible. They're just terrible human beings. Like this guy, he's a pastor. He was a pastor at my family church, and they sold the church. Like, I mean, they just stole the land. My great grandmother is buried there, and luckily they left the graves, but they basically stole the land from the church and the people of the church. It's just a huge giant mess. So, and I could go into that in detail one day, but the point of the matter is I would have preferred him over this person that they elected because at least he had some sort of moral compass. When you elect um uh, lawyers to public office, which is illegal based on the Constitution. But anyway, that's neither here nor there right now. You get these people who are literally going to ignore crime. And what did she do? Ignore crime. Crime is off the chain at home. Like, literally. So, like, I mean, I could just tell you how bad it is, but like in the black areas, they over police. But in the areas where the illegals are, because it's one or two areas where there's lots of illegals, they don't police at all. They let them run free. And like black people are always getting in jail. So like I know a lot of people on Gab are like, oh well, white black people this, black people that, blah blah blah. But I'm like, you don't understand. If you're being deliberately over policed, that means they're going to find something. And everybody, they did a study once, like everybody commits multiple felonies every day because the laws are so insane. You can't even read the laws. You don't even know all the laws. So what they do is they will find something to get you on. That's what they do. So if you're over policed and only certain areas of the county and other areas of the county are completely under police or unpoliced altogether, then what do you get? Like you gonna get the crime statistics are gonna be off because you're over policing people who are committing crimes, but you're under policing people who are also committing crimes. And another thing, they had there was a man at a school, elementary school, close to where I moved to, my townhouse was, and he had been passing out cell phones and getting kids to commit acts of sexual whatever on these phones, right? And then collecting the phones back and taking the pictures. She didn't do nothing about that. Nothing. Like when I say nothing, nothing. And MS-13 came in the county. They started taking over everything. And the old people, because my county has a lot of old people, they're just like, we don't know what's going on. We're just going to vote for this nice lady and blah, 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 over and over and over again. So this is the type of stuff that, seeing a person like this, look at her. Like, where's the other picture? Oh, I got to find it. But, there's another picture of her. Oh, Zero Hedge. I'm gonna talk about that too in a minute. Um, I can't find it. Anyway, it's a picture of her with the gun. I'm sure it'll come up. Where is it? The picture of her with the gun. Man, they said she gave a really good speech last night, which when I finish with the stream, I'm gonna go and listen to it. Okay. So the point of the matter is this particular woman, she could be a really good representative along with the lieutenant governor for from North Carolina for what the GOP really stands for. Now here's the problem. Here's the problem. You still got crazy Ronna Romney running the show. And as long as she's in there, she called Virginia a blue state. This look at this. This is the Virginia is not a blue state. So obviously they didn't put the money in. Youngkin had his own money, which he's going to be a terrible governor. I'm telling you right now. Like I saw some of the posts. Look, anti-Semitism. Uh, Nikki Haley, Terry McAuliffe to apologize. His claim the election was stolen. Um, it's weird and wrong to pledge allegiance to a flag connected to January 6th. This man is going to be a disaster, a total disaster. And, all the way back at the convention, people were saying, look, this is not the guy that you want. This is not it. Like, he's not going to be a good candidate. And what did y'all say? Oh, nothing, nothing, nothing. Then, of course, the GOP wants to get involved at the last minute when they see that it's a possibility they might win. And then they're going to pretend like everything is fine. That's just like yesterday. I read y'all the tweet where Hogan endorsed him. Like, that's not a good endorsement. That's a terrible endorsement. That means that this man is going to be just like that. But this lady, look, we got hope. We got hope because she could run right all over him. That's extremely possible. So I am going to listen to this speech and I'll have some more commentary on it. But the election, the way the election happened yesterday is probably what happened last year. I said Virginia was stolen. Maryland was stolen too, but Maryland stolen in a different way because in Maryland they had all drop boxes. So if you so they couldn't produce any of the chain of custody on the ballots in Maryland. And that was just rigged from the top. They took over the elections in Maryland a long time ago. So they rigged that from the top, and because Hogan obviously was a beneficiary of that rigging, he's not going to do anything about it. So there's really, nothing that can be done. It's just a mess, in Maryland. But Virginia, y'all listen, y'all got a clean sweep. You also got rid of Herring, the other blackface. How can you have so many people in blackface in one state? But anyway, you got rid of your other blackface candidate, Herring, who dressed up as one of the people from Run DMC and had to put on blackface, which no one can explain to this minute why that was. Like, why do you need blackface to dress up as someone from Run DMC? I don't know, but and that picture never surfaced. So, but he admitted to it. So he's gone. The rapist is gone. The other racist is gone. And they couldn't get the Clinton guy in there. So that is a huge testimony to what the vote was really like in 2020. Not just, oh, they threw us a bone. That's what somebody said. They ain't throw nobody a bone, because people who have to live with $3.20 gas like we have in Florida, which is outrageous, no, we ain't living with it. So we never forget 2020. That's going to be the rallying cry. But look at this. Youngkin is terrible. Terrible. Here we go. I want to read this. This is, okay, on a different note, on to the next post. Congratulations to Winsome. I'm so proud that we have a black woman who will actually represent us well, hopefully, finally in a major office, and maybe we can start using Winsome Sears quotes instead of Candace's own quotes, and then I will be super excited for that. All right, so this person made a post in the White Gang. So we know for a fact the globalists, including the American communists, intend to replace us. We know they aren't requiring the replacements to be jabbed against the thing. We also know there are very serious questions about the safety of the thing, as well as their efficacy, both short and long term. And it's not well known how much the jabs will contribute to the future losses of humans in this country, but it looks shady. So, no vax for the replacements and jabs for us to be replaced. And this is all fine and dandy to morons on the left. Do I have that about right? The answer, Mr. Matthew, is correct. They are not thinking about that. They don't care. And I can't tell you why. It's totally nuts. To me personally. So look at this. 920 kilos headed for NYC found in lawn equipment. Ooh, Hunter Biden is going to be mad. Look at this. Cats. Okay, here's our cat break. Of course, if you don't know about the AIM cats, AIM for Truth, we always take cat breaks. So this is great. This is a great cat break. Look at this poor kitty. Okay. Look at this. And this is something I also thought, like, the printers are short staffed because of the jab mandates. Another thing is somebody said maybe the ballots were on the boats that are stuck out in sea. That's also a possibility because these people would not pay for them to be expedited. Of course, come by air, which would leave more tracking. On boats, it's easier to sneak stuff on, I guess, because you keep finding all the drugs and stuff on the boats. Must be a thing that they do. All right. The more and more I realize we homeschool not to shield our kids from the world, but to prepare them for the harsh reality of it, armed with truth and reason. Listen, I've been saying this for a long time. I keep my, especially when I was living in PG County, the quality of people in your neighborhoods in PG County is terrible. And it's not really the black people so much, it's the foreigners, the illegals. The foreigners are not so bad. It's really the illegals and also like the people that they bust in. So I don't know if you guys know this, but if you're on Section 8 housing in DC, you can use your voucher in 30 states and Canada. So what happens is DC got a huge population, but they don't have enough housing. So people will get their vouchers and they'll bring their vouchers and come to Maryland. That's another thing people don't understand, especially white conservatives, about why black areas are so bad. A lot of times these people, they don't even have to pay for their housing. They just get a voucher, and then that the voucher lasts forever, a lifetime. So you have these people who stay in these houses and the houses are trashed. The owners don't care. They're just collecting a check and, keeping it moving because Section 8, they pay. You know what I mean? If you got your house at a good price, you can charge more and you're making a profit. So they don't come in and fix the houses up or anything. They just leave them. And so, when you have that surrounding you, yeah, you want to keep your kids out of that. So if you don't, control the school where your kids go, like, I mean, if you can't control the school where your kids go, like I couldn't, so my kids went to a homeschool co-op, so they were still out of the house every day, but it was in a secure setting. And now the school they go to, I don't even. At first, I was worried about it because I'm new to Florida and I know what the schools are like, but now I'm like, oh, this is just like being at home. This is better than being at home. It's the same kind of school setting as my kids had in the house, but it's more kids and it's more secure. And so far, I like it. But at any moment, I'm ready to pull them out and keep them at home, and it won't be no problem. Look at this. Republicans sweep county elections. County elections. So the whole precinctman strategy and all this stuff that Bannon has been talking about, even though I'm no Bannon fan, that's the way to do it. We have to take back local elections. Look at this meme. Best I can do is label you a terrorist, and that's the reason why the Democrat Party is in trouble. I won't talk about this, but if you haven't seen this, they say 81% experience spontaneous abortion. 81%. Anyway, ooh, this is a big deal, you guys. 10,000 UAW members stay on strike against John Deere after rejecting contract offer late Tuesday. Okay, so I did talk about this like in a post, but I'll talk about it a little bit more now. Farmers have been complaining about the new technology that's basically being forced on them to use in their fields and stuff because you don't own it. Like if something happens to it, based on the contract that you signed to get the equipment, you're legally not allowed to fix it yourself. Like it's got computer chips and all types of hookups and all types of crazy stuff. So the globalists have really taken over the farming industry in a way that people I don't think understand. So this whole thing about the John Deere employees being on strike means that farm equipment that breaks will not be able to be fixed at all whatsoever. So this is a huge disruption to your food chain, and this is not, food on ships. This is food in our country because they have to have a technician come out and fix the machinery. There's no other way to get your machines fixed. You can't fix them. You're legally not allowed to fix them yourself. So this thing with these John Deere employees being on strike is a big deal. So what I suggest, and I have been suggesting, please, please locate your local farmer. Establish yourself a relationship now so that when you're trying to get food, you know where to go because the local farmers don't use this expensive equipment. They use old, used equipment that they can fix themselves. And they have a bunch of kids who go out and do stuff, a lot of this stuff by hand. So, what you want to do is right now establish you a relationship with your local farmer. I am begging you, find I think it's localfarms.com or findafarm.com. I don't know. If you just go and Google find a farmer, it'll tell you how to find a local small family farm so you can get your own food and not be tied into this because it's going to be a mess. Um, this is a funny post. I won't read it, but you can read it on screen. College educated suburban soccer moms are calling for a little crusade. Funny. Flo brother, this is funny. Yeah, but too little too late. Free citizens of the Christian Republic of Gab. Love it. Okay, so this thing with DeSantis is real. Um, the governor needs to pledge that he will serve all 4 years of a second term before running for re-election. He cannot use Florida as a stepping stone to challenge Trump in 2024. Well, if you think he's going to make it that long, if he got jabbed. He must also purge the 1 million phantom voters on the rolls, enforce his ban on mask mandates by removing school board members who violate state law, as well as banning the red flag laws. This is true. DeSantis has problems too, but all politicians have problems because they're working on a lot of things and they don't want to prioritize what we want them to prioritize. So even though I love my governor, we need to put the fire to his feet to get him to do these things. So, Beezy, funny. Look at this. Please trust us with your information. Metaverse. Yeah, right. It's shutting down its facial recognition system. That's insane, anyway. Look at this. Republicans poised to end Democratic control of Virginia House of Delegates. Now, this is also a big deal because being from the region, I'm telling you, the House of Delegates was causing a lot of problems. Like, the Senate was still run by Republicans, right, in Virginia. I think it was like +1 or something. So they didn't have a clean sweep in Virginia. They still had to, finagle. But the House of Delegates in Virginia was way heavily Democrat. And that was causing a lot of problems. That was, if you remember, there was a lady who proposed, what was it? Giving kids abortions and not telling their parents, some crazy stuff that people were like, whoa, what is going on? So yeah, the fact that and one of the posts I saw said that it was going to flip. It's 100 seats in the House of Delegates in Virginia. It was going to flip. It's 60-40 right now. It's going to literally flip 60-40, 60 Republicans to 40 Democrats, which would basically give the governor a clean sweep on fixing the election laws, purging phantom voters, ending all this nonsense, sending back the Afghan refugees, all types of stuff Youngkin can do. So we'll see if he does it. I'm not holding my breath, I tell you that much. which is why I got out the region because I said no matter what, if he wins, if he starts to take orders from Mayor Bowser like Larry Hogan does, it doesn't even matter. It doesn't even matter. So we'll see how far they can push him, but they're gonna have to push him really far because he's not gonna do it on his own. He's another scumbag, in my opinion. But he's better than the other some scumbag. I mean, the choice between one scumbag and another scumbag, which one you gonna do? At least the red scumbag will give you a little bit of what you want. Plus, he's got that black woman breathing down his neck. So hopefully, look at this. Cool your jets. Look at this. Look at this. Did y'all see this? Please tell me y'all saw this. Okay. Moving on. Oh, this is from yesterday. Oh, wait a minute. I didn't. Okay, well, then let's go to some of the group posts. Well, I guess I am almost at 30 minutes, but dang. All right, so this is the other thing that I do. I go to the groups tab. This is how I get most. Look at this. This is how I get most of my information because I'm in a bunch of different groups, and you never know what's going to pop up on the screen. So let's just scroll through and see what's happening. Look at this. The voodoo dolls. Funny. We already saw that. Yes, big facts. If it was normal, it wouldn't have to be normalized in the first place. Exactly. Thank you. It's not normal. Oh, somebody having a meltdown. Look at this. Fox News dead last as establishment media calls race for Youngkin. What is that about? Like, Wendy Rogers made a very good post about that. She said, well, they called the race at as soon as the polls closed in Arizona last year, and this year they waited until the last second. The last vote, I guess, was counted to call for Youngkin. I mean, I don't know. It's insane. Oh, Terry just woke. Terrible hangover. Hillary drinks hard. Finally concedes. Look, I saw a part of the video that Terry McAuliffe gave, like his speech or whatever, and he definitely looked drunk, super drunk. Look at this. Still no arrests for Alec Baldwin. Hmm. Ooh. Please monitor your kids, parents. That's a fact. Oh, that's pretty. Oh my goodness. Not on the left. They don't care about ceiling. So it turns out, now this is a good point. So it turns out dumb culture war issues dismissed by libertarians and libs alike, such as getting kids raped in public schools, don't forget about that, and indoctrinated into anti-white curriculum are actually extremely powerful motivators. Who knew? GOP didn't know that either. Ronna would have never, ever, ever advised running on those things because she doesn't want to win. Loser. Oh, it's not Trump laws. We laws. We the people. Um, to freedom is not a reward for compliance. That's how jails work. That's a fact. Even though I would never generally retweet TPUSA. Look at this. Sometimes on this timeline, you can't even see what in the. Ooh, that's a wet spiderweb hit with a camera flash. That's kind of scary. Oh, listen, this Patriot Purge, if you haven't seen it, you might want to take a look at it. I heard it was really good. I'm definitely going to go and take a look. Look at this. Ground beef is up 10%. Bacon is up 19%. Bacon is up 19%. Eggs are up 12%. Not if you get them from a farm. And that's a point I want to make. Apples are up 7%. This stuff. Okay, so here's the thing. If you were shopping with your local farmer last year, your prices really aren't up because this kind of inflation to me is basically getting on par with what you would pay if you bought from your local farmer. So if you go to your local farmer, their prices are about the same. Now they were about the same before, especially on stuff like they don't have ground beef on here, but like beef and chickens and stuff like that, if you get it from your local farmer, the price have always been a little bit higher. Like I saw somebody post about the cost of turkeys going up, and that's true. The cost of turkeys is going up. However, if you were shopping with your local farmer, like last year, I didn't get my turkey from my local farmer because it was like 70, $80. And now how much are turkeys? 70, $80. So that tells you that the prices have been artificially kept low on a lot of food items to get you to purchase them. So now if you take your food dollars and convert it over to your local farmer, you will get the same amount of food you would be getting now, plus you'll be supporting your local farmer, which is very, very important. So again, I'm begging you, please find your local farmer and go support your local farmer right now at this moment. Look at this. Look at this person. Oh, she is so sad. She is so sad. Oh, Lord. She is so sad. Um, let's see if there's anything else I want to discuss. Nope, they're really oh, they're still counting votes in New Jersey, so good luck, New Jersey. Y'all deserve better than what you've got, for sure. So I hope that they fix it for you. But yeah, this has been a very eventful night. No more top down coattails, guerrilla war at the local level, parents rising up against school boards. Take every county commissioner. That's a fact. Take every county commissioner, take every town supervisor, every county treasurer. Do that statewide, and districts will take care of themselves. This is true. This is why, you know, um, it's sort of like a blessing in disguise that they stole 2020, because now you've got people involved at the local level. Like, okay, you're going to ignore our vote at the federal level? Got it. So let's just all get involved at the local level and do what we can locally. And I haven't quite got involved yet. I'm still trying to figure out like the lay of the land down here, because it's very, very different from at home, but it's still a lot of the same stuff. So wherever you are, I mean, especially if you decide to stay in a blue area, definitely want to the ultra conservative church on the rise in Idaho. Wow. Build your own town. Wow. I'm sorry, I just saw that. Um, you definitely want to get involved with your local GOP party, and the GOP does suck. However, if you're a voting member, like they said, of the precincts and all of this stuff, you can vote out Rana. Okay, the reason she couldn't get voted out because there were a bunch of seats open, and the people who were there were sycophants. So we got to get those, seats filled and get the sycophants out there. Cernovich is yikes. Yiking it up. But and remember that let me read it. Trump can't be let back in. DeSantis has to run. This is a conservative country tired of left wing fascism. Trump had his shot and blew it. He can live off that $250 million he raised to fight voter fraud, which he hasn't used to do anything. Enough is enough. The person who the Marine who got sent to the brig for posting on social media after they told him not to, that's exactly what he said. Trump is not a uniter. He's not. He didn't sort of united the right, not really. He fired people up, but he just can't come back. I mean, there's no other way to get around it. He can't come back. So it's definitely and I don't know if DeSantis is the answer either. I wish it was some you know uh, other military person who actually had to fight. Um, who did it. Evil preaches tolerance until it's dominant, then it tries to silence good. That's a fact. Look, dangerous to national security. Look, here we go. This is where I'm going to end because I've been talking. I'm hammering on this today. This is the real Homeland Security. Listen, y'all, please get yourself ready. Like, whatever you can do to prepare yourself in your urban neighborhoods or in your country life, get yourself ready the best way you can. Teach your kids how to do stuff and be useful. Prepare your mind for what's getting ready to happen and all of the horror we're going to go through because of everything that's going on. You just want to have yourself ready. So I just, implore you, get to know your local farmer, try and make you some plants and do what you can. So I've gone on and on enough about this today. So again, thank you for tuning in to Good Day Blab. This is your girl Hotep Sophia. You can find me on the Blab at Dominic Rebel, or go to hotepsophia.com. It has my Gab TV link with the other shows, and hopefully, again, these shows will be getting better and better every day. Um, there's no way to really tell that. I feel like this show was better than the last few days. So, of course, this is November 2nd. And the Republicans just swept so many different uh, uh, things that it's shocking. So it doesn't really matter who runs in 2022 or 2024 on a state level. Um, uh, what we really have to focus on is, building up our communities, our homes, our families, our neighborhoods, and, you know, really, really, really getting that. This is so silly. Really, really, really getting that built up the right way. So, thanks you guys so much for tuning in. We'll catch up with you tomorrow. Love and light to you, and have a great day.